The arena was built to make warriors afraid. It stood at the center of the planet Varion, surrounded by towers of black crystal and millions of alien spectators. Above them, enormous holographic banners displayed the symbols of 37 civilizations. Tonight, the galaxy's greatest warriors had gathered for the trial of champions. And in the center of the arena stood one human. His name was Marcus Vale. He wore battered black combat armor, carried a plasma blade at his side, and had a scar running from his left eyebrow to his jaw. He was the only human in the entire arena. Across from him stood an 8-foot-tall alien champion covered in golden armor. The crowd roared. The alien raised a massive energy axe. "You are alone, human." Marcus slowly lifted his blade. "I've been alone before." The alien laughed. Then the battle began. Marcus had not volunteered for the trial. He had been captured 3 months earlier, after his ship was destroyed near the border of the Varian Empire. The aliens had found him drifting inside an escape pod. Instead of killing him, they discovered something interesting. Human warriors were rare, and the trial of champions needed entertainment. So they brought Marcus to Varian. The rules were simple: fight, survive, win. Every victory earned him another day of life. Every defeat meant death. Marcus had already defeated 6 opponents. Tonight was supposed to be his final battle. The golden alien charged. Marcus waited. At the last possible second, he moved. The axe smashed into the ground. Marcus struck the alien's knee. The champion staggered. Marcus spun beneath the axe and drove his plasma blade into a weak point in the armor. The alien collapsed. The arena went silent. Marcus stood over his fallen opponent. The announcer's voice trembled. "Human victory." The crowd erupted. Marcus lowered his weapon. He expected the execution squad to arrive. Instead, something completely unexpected happened. A woman stood in the royal viewing chamber. She was tall, elegant, and terrifying. Her skin was pale silver. Long black hair flowed over her shoulders. Her eyes glowed deep violet. She wore a crown of dark crystal. Every alien in the arena immediately stopped cheering. The woman looked down at Marcus, then she spoke. "He's mine." 3 words. The entire arena went silent. Marcus looked up. "Who?" The alien woman stepped forward. "I said he's mine." The announcer nearly dropped his microphone. "Your Majesty." She raised one hand. The announcer immediately became silent. Marcus stared at her. He had seen her image before. Every prisoner had. She was Princess Valera Thane, heir to the most powerful dynasty in the galaxy. But there was something strange about the way she was looking at him. Not like a ruler looking at a prisoner. Like someone who had just found something she had spent years searching for. Valera descended from the royal chamber. Guards followed her. Marcus tightened his grip on his weapon. "If you're here to kill me, get in line." Valera stopped directly in front of him. "I am not here to kill you." "Then why am I yours?" Her eyes narrowed. "Because I chose you," the crowd whispered. Marcus shook his head. "You don't even know me." "I know enough." She turned toward the audience. "This human belongs under my protection." A high-ranking alien stepped forward. "Princess, humans are considered property under imperial law." Valera looked at him, then changed the law. The alien froze. "But the Emperor?" "My father does not command me." The arena became even quieter. Marcus suddenly realized this wasn't about him anymore. Something much bigger was happening. That night, Marcus was taken to the royal palace. He expected a prison cell. Instead, Valera gave him a room. Marcus examined the luxurious walls. "This is not a cell." "No, why?" Valera entered behind him. "Because you're not a prisoner." Marcus turned. "Then what am I?" She hesitated. "My champion." Marcus laughed. "You kidnapped me, put me in an arena, and now you're calling me your champion? I did not kidnap you. You're the princess." "I know. Then someone in your government did." Valera's expression changed. "You are correct." She walked toward the window. "Your capture was not an accident." Marcus became serious. "Explain." "Your ship was attacked because someone wanted you brought here." "Why?" "Because of what happened during the Battle of Orinth." Marcus froze. "That battle was classified." "Not to me." Valera turned. "You saved my life." Marcus stared at her. "I've never seen you before." "You have." She activated a holographic recording. Marcus watched a battlefield appear. A massive alien cruiser was breaking apart. Inside it, a young alien woman was trapped. Marcus remembered. 3 years earlier, during a rescue mission, his squad had boarded an enemy ship. He had found a wounded alien soldier. She had been surrounded by fire. He had carried her to an escape pod. He had never learned her identity. Valera pointed at the recording. That was me. Marcus said nothing. You saved me and never asked my name. I was doing my job. Valera smiled. That is precisely why I chose you. But the palace suddenly shook. An explosion tore through the western tower. Marcus grabbed his weapon. Valera's guards rushed inside. Assassins. Marcus looked at the princess. Stay behind me. She raised an eyebrow. You're giving orders to a princess? Right now, yes. The doors exploded. 6 armored assassins entered. Marcus moved first. His plasma blade flashed. One assassin fell. Another fired. Marcus rolled behind a pillar. Valera raised her hand. A wave of violet energy slammed into the attackers. 3 were thrown across the room. Marcus stared. You could have done that in the arena. I wanted to see what you could do. Marcus shook his head. You're insane. Possibly. The final assassin activated a device. A massive energy pulse filled the room. Valera suddenly fell to her knees. Marcus rushed toward her. The assassin laughed. Princess Valera, your bloodline ends tonight. Marcus stood between them. The assassin fired. Marcus raised his shield. The blast threw him across the room. He hit the wall hard. Valera screamed his name. Marcus. He slowly stood. Blood ran from his mouth. I'm fine. You are bleeding. I've had worse. The assassin charged. Marcus met him halfway. Their weapons collided. The fight lasted seconds. Marcus drove his blade through the assassin's armor. The attacker collapsed. Silence returned. Valera approached Marcus. You protected me. You're my princess. She stared at him. Do you know what that means in my culture? Marcus shook his head. It means you have declared yourself part of my bloodline. He looked confused. That's bad? It means every enemy who wants me dead now wants you dead too. Marcus sighed. Of course. The next morning the emperor summoned them. Emperor Karen was not a kind ruler. He sat on a throne surrounded by armed guards, his eyes fixed on Marcus. You. Marcus stood silently. My daughter has made a foolish decision. Valera stepped forward. She made the correct decision. The emperor's expression hardened. You will return the human to the arena. No. The word echoed through the chamber. The emperor stood. You dare. Valera looked directly at him. I claim him under the ancient law. The emperor went pale, Marcus noticed. What law? Valera answered. The champion's oath. The ancient law allowed a royal heir to claim any warrior who saved their life. Once claimed, that warrior became untouchable by the empire. The emperor could not execute him, could not imprison him, could not sell him. Marcus looked at Valera. You planned this. No, she smiled. But I hoped you would survive. The emperor slammed his fist against the throne. You don't understand what you've done. Valera turned. I understand perfectly. Then the palace alarms began. A fleet had arrived. Not an enemy fleet. The Imperial fleet. Thousands of warships surrounded the capital. Valera looked toward the sky. My father has chosen war. Marcus stood beside Valera on the palace balcony. The galaxy watched. Millions of ships filled the sky. The emperor's voice echoed across every communication network. Return the human warrior and surrender the throne. Valera opened the channel. No, the emperor responded. Then your kingdom will burn. How many ships do you have? 800. How many does he have? 6,000. Marcus smiled. That sounds familiar. Valera looked confused. What? Humans like impossible odds. Then another signal appeared. 1 ship, then 10, then 100. Valera stared at the display. Who are they? Marcus smiled. Humans. The Emperor's fleet suddenly detected hundreds of human warships emerging from hyperspace. Marcus had not known they were coming. But humanity had heard what happened. A human warrior had been captured. An alien princess had claimed him. And the galaxy had threatened him. Humanity had decided that was enough reason to intervene. The human fleet commander transmitted one message. Release our warrior. The Emperor stared at the incoming fleet. You would risk a galactic war for one man? The human commander answered. No, a pause. We're risking it for every human who will ever stand alone. The battle lasted 6 hours. Human ships were outnumbered. But they fought differently. They attacked engines instead of armor. They used decoy ships. They sacrificed damaged vessels to protect civilian worlds. Valera watched in disbelief. Your people fight like this all the time? Marcus nodded. We're stubborn. That's not a military strategy. It works. One by one, the Imperial ships surrendered. The Emperor's own commanders began abandoning him. Finally, his flagship was surrounded. Valera entered the command chamber. Her father stood alone. You destroyed your own empire, she said. He looked at Marcus. This human did this. Valera shook her head. No. She looked at Marcus. He reminded us what courage looks like. The Emperor lowered his weapon. The war was over. Months later, the galaxy changed. The arena system was abolished. Human prisoners were freed. The Empire became a federation, and Valera became its first elected ruler. Marcus planned to return to Earth. He stood at the spaceport with his bag packed. Valera approached. You're leaving. I have a home. So do I. She looked at him. Marcus smiled. You know, when you first said he's mine, I thought you were ordering me around. I was. He laughed. Of course you were. Valera stepped closer. But now I ask, what? Will you stay? Marcus looked at the stars, then at her. I thought you owned me. Valera smiled. No. She reached for his hand. I chose you. Marcus took her hand, and I choose you. Across the galaxy, the story became legend. The alien princess had claimed a human warrior. The Empire had tried to take him away. The galaxy had gone silent. But humanity had answered. Not with fear, not with surrender, with courage, because the greatest lesson of the war was simple. A human might stand alone, but humanity never leaves its own behind. And Princess Valera would spend the rest of her reign. Reminding the galaxy of the day, she looked at a captured human warrior and said 3 words that changed everything. He's mine. But in the end, she understood something even more important. He was never hers because she commanded it. He stayed because he chose her.